yesterday
that beating
about the protesters demand justice over the deadly subway chokehold.
Yeah.
Do I need to listen, or can you tell me a breakdown of what each one of them said? Basically, how were they all falling on this situation?
They all said pretty much what we said yesterday.
Hold on. Just so if anybody doesn't know, on the subway, there was a homeless man who came on the subway and he was saying he was hungry. And according to some eyewitnesses, he was threatening. They said something like he said along the lines of, I don't care if I have to go back to jail, along the lines of, I'm going to get something to eat. Mm-hmm. You know, somebody going to give me something to eat.
Right.
And so this ex-Marine white guy jumped up and put him in a chokehold because he said that he feared for his life and the other passengers feared for their lives. And there was two other passengers who helped hold him down. The chokehold ended up causing the man to die. He put him in a chokehold for 15 minutes.
I know some of the ladies said that as a Marine, you know there's a certain time frame that you put a person in the chokehold, and after that time frame, that's pretty much it for their life. And he was beyond that time frame. Sonny, of course, out of all the women, spoke mainly for the victim, the guy that's life's taken. He was homeless, and he was saying, all he was saying was, I was hungry, I need money. And she said nobody even offered to help him or, she said, when I ride the subway all the time in the New York area, and if I was to see him asking, I probably would have given him some money or a sandwich or something to try to help him. Sarah pretty much said, kind of like what we said too, he had a history. What happened was because of his mental illness, he was in the hospital. And they gave him 15 months or something that he had to get better. He left earlier than the time frame. And like we were saying, you can't make someone stay and get help if they've had some mental issues. He's also has a record. He's hit someone before.
Well, that's what I was saying.
He's hit someone. He was abusive to somebody before on the public transportation.
That's what I said.
So there's a lot about this,
and then
this story that you gotta go.
Then I said about him banging on the door of the ticket lady, threatening to kill her.
And they didn't talk about this on The View. So I think if they had that information, the ladies probably would have said, ooh, yeah, let's wait for the investigation to see. Because the gentleman, of course, he's standing his ground. He said, my intent was not to take his life. Joy made the same question. The guy wasn't that big. 3 people were already holding him down. And Whoopi even said, don't the train stop every 2-3 minutes? A train doesn't continue on
That's
for 15.
That's what I said. Where were the police?
And she said, and all the money that the New York cops have received recently, get some cops on those trains.
And the mayor said he increased the number of police at the station.
Whoopi said, why
is there not a police officer at every station?
Thank you. She said the money that you guys got, they got a lot of money. Defunding.
He put a RoboCop. He spent, I don't know how many millions of dollars on 3 of these robo-looking cops.
He probably used that money they got.
He put it on the RoboCop.
Yes.
Where was the RoboCop?
Thank you. At least something. So they're all saying the same thing we said yesterday. Of course, Sonny gonna take up for him because he's a mental illness issues, but Sarah had to bring it out. He hit somebody else before.
That's what I said.
So the military guy and the 2 people holding him down probably felt like, we don't want this man doing this crazy with us. He just didn't have to do it that long.
I think it's not cut and dry. That's what I'm saying. And to me, it's not enough to be protesting and jumping all on the tracks and closing the train down and all of that.
Too far with the protest.
Y'all going too far. And again, I think it's people who don't have nothing else to do, and because they upset with everything in the world, they want to protest. Those are the same people that block highways so you can't go to work.
Yeah,
they the same ones that do all of that. You blocking the highway because you don't have a job.
Thank you.
That's why. If you had a job, you wouldn't be blocking the highway.
They're sitting on the ground.
So that's my whole thing. That's what I told you. I don't that far left. I don't like the far left, and I don't like the far right. And I don't think a lot of people do. I think most people are level-minded and in the middle.
Yeah,
we're not crazy on both sides.
When we marched in, when people marched in for the civil rights movement, it was for a cause, a worthy cause. It helped move the needle. Right. It let the people know who are the lawmakers and those in office know we're serious about this, you guys. Sometimes recently, these protesters have just been to cause trouble. and to have nothing else to do and use an opportunity to maybe get in there and hurt people or whatever. So everyone doesn't have the same motive and the same mission when they're protesting this time. This one is common sense. Can we wait until they investigate and find out what all happened? Because yes, the guy didn't have a weapon. We understand that, but nobody knows that when they're sitting down. If you don't know this guy from Adam,
right?
He could have something inside his pocket or something. Like he did hit a woman before. Yep. Who's to say the people on the train knew that?
Yeah.
And go, oh, I'm so glad he's holding them down. Yes, please, until the door stops. And then when the door opens, nobody was there to even help.
So I don't know. Again, I said it's wrong on all. To me, it's wrong on all sides. Yeah. It's wrong for them to allow this man to even get to the point to where he had a mental illness and he was able to even get on the train.
Thank you.
And even if they felt threatened. And then again, I want to know, is this a guy who everybody's used to?
Yeah.
Or is this a new line that he got on and these people don't know him? Maybe the other people on another train knew him and said, oh, he don't bother nobody. He's just crazy.
Right.
Whereas these people are like, we don't know this man. He just came on. And then the other side of, if you do get up and you want to help, you're an ex-Marine. Why would you put somebody in a chokehold for 15 minutes?
For that length of time. You know better as an ex-Marine. You know better.
So, and then do we now people start saying, well, if I'm an ex-Marine, I don't care what happens. I'm not going jumping up to help.
Thank you.
I don't care if a person is getting beat up, robbed, stabbed.
And that's going to happen too.
I'm not helping nobody, no way, no more.
That's exactly what Sarah's saying. We are becoming, we're not about humanity anymore. Because people have been hurt and murdered trying to help somebody.
Right.
Trying to reach out and get that woman from being violated or that kid from whatever. And then
people not going to do it
no more. The
bullets
hit you too.
So you got to look at the story the whole way around.
Wow.
You got to look at it even at what happens to the guy, the ex-Marine. That will influence Marines all across the country.
Any military.
Or anybody, police officer, anybody.
If they can't get it right, what you think a Marine gonna get it right?
They're gonna be like, what if I make a mistake? Or what if I jump in and something happened? They're gonna be like, you an ex-police officer, you should know better. You a Marine officer, you should. But he should know better. But do you not want him to help? I want you to help, but can you not kill the person?
Yeah, you could have held them down for 8 minutes at least, and then the other 2 was helping you.
And then
that boy wasn't even that big.
And then to me,
I could have held them down.
The other passengers on the train, to me, play a part in that too.
Yeah,
because nobody said,
"Hey, looks like he's not breathing."
Or, can you let up a little bit?
I know I would. I really would have.
I would have said something.
You don't have to hold him now.
I would have been like, relax. You got these 2 guys helping you.
And then I'm so, a part of me have said to people, you're going to get in trouble if you do that. You're going to get in trouble if somebody got a camera
the
on
way
you.
I am, I'm a big mouth. I'll be like, what is this, George Floyd number 2? How long you got to hold the man down? Right. He's down, for God's sakes, he's down.
He don't look like he's breathing. Me and Kim be like, you don't look like he breathing, sir.
You know what? We might have been famous. Because I would have probably grabbed him by his neck.
Ooh.
The Marine.
Sorry, you hold on to it.
I would have grabbed the Marine. They would have been like, who is this lady, this black lady grabbing the Marine?
Oh, my God.
He trying to save all y'all, and she trying to get him off of that homeless man.
It look like he killing him, and I would be hollering real loud.
It look like he's killing him.
Get off. He's not doing nothing.
But they just sitting there.
Just do. He's holding a black man down.
So that's what I didn't like that. So I don't know. We could go all the way with this.
Okay.
Scooby-Doo says he is a disgusting human being. She probably talking about Trump. And M. Perk says the country does not want to have the number of mental health programs we need. You exactly right, Mike. They don't want to deal with mental illness because a lot of these people that are making the laws are mentally ill. Just look at Marjorie Greene.
Oh my goodness.
How is Marjorie Greene going to pass a law about mental illness?
But even
when she has mental illness.
But even in this situation, you all heard the young man did go get some help.
And it didn't work.
He didn't stay.
Yeah.
And then
you can't force people
one of the
to
ladies
stay.
at the table said he probably should have been put in jail.
If he didn't hurt anybody. They got to wait because the jails is overcrowded.
Do we not know that from experience?
You gotta wait.
If they have not injured anyone, now he did have a record though.
Yeah,
and they were gonna lessen his record if he stayed for 15 months.
It took a lot to put this person in.
He didn't stay for 15 months.
And he didn't stay. He didn't want to.
So you can't make him even go get mental.
And you can't make them take their medication.
Yeah.
I almost feel like people like him or like Kanye, when Kanye went going off.
Yeah.
Why can't you just lie to them? Why can't they family lie to them?
I don't know.
And I would take the pills and crumble them up like you do kids.
Mix it in with
and
something.
Put it with their food.
That's a good idea, but sometimes if they got a lot of medicine, how you gonna do that?
I would find ways to
trick them.
But why would I be honest with them? They don't want to take the medication.
Oh, that's a hard one.
But wouldn't you do it like a dog, like put it in the dog food and he eat the pill and he don't even know he ate it?
Because if they don't take the medicine, they can end up not only harming themselves, they can harm you too.
I don't know.
Wow.
And then you don't want them living with you because you don't want them hurting you.
Thank you. You may wake up and they over you with something. No. You're like, oh no.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't want nobody living with me that was like
that. But
my
mom worked at the VA hospital and she said the patients walk free.
Yeah.
Ma, did anybody ever mess with you?
My friend worked at one, my guy friend. He said a guy came and he cut his penis off.
His private
and he was walking down the hallway
holding it. Yeah, what can you say?
And then they also had cases where they would go off and they would punch the nurses and the attendants. Yeah. And they had to have a whole bunch of people come in and hold them down. Yeah. And it'd be somebody just, normally they don't do that.
Right. It's just all of a sudden, they just go berserk.
So we got to have we keep talking about having a real discussion about mental health in this country.
It's hard to
but they're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it. That's a hard subject.
M. Perk says the mall shooter in Texas had mental issues, but was only discharged from the Army. Wow.
Yeah. And you got a lot of military coming back with
a lot. That's the other thing. Ooh. A lot of the mental issues are not, it's not by not things due from them. Mm-hmm. It's situations that we put them in.
Yeah.
So at least, from my opinion, at least the ones we put them in, military, if we sent you to somewhere and you come back with some issues, we should at least pay for that. Yeah, at least the government workers or people that's in the military.
No-brainer for any of our military people. Yes, we want them to be whole.
If you don't want to attack it on all areas, can we at least say, okay, well, we'll pass laws that if you served in the military and you have any mental issues, we'll take care of covering that for you.
We'll cover that.
No, our country won't do that.
All right.
All right.